Hello, Yellow Group. Today is Tuesday, the 2nd of March, and today we're going to be looking at identifying common multiples, including the lowest common multiple. So how are you going to be successful? Well, you're going to use your times table facts, you're going to work systematically, and you're going to be able to fully explain your reasoning. And you'll fully explain it using numbers and words to help you. So let's have a look at what we're going to do today. Well, I think the first thing we need to do is just refresh our memory in terms of what a multiple is. Now, remember, multiples are what you get after multiplying the number by an integer or a whole number. Okay, so for example, here, the multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12. So we've gone 1 times 4, 2 times 4, 3 times 4, 4 times 4. So it's a number multiplied by an integer. So it's your times tables in effect. So here we have the multiples of 4 that I've listed them. Clearly, those little dots mean that they can go on. You can go into 44, 48, 52, and so on. And then we have the multiples of 5. 1 times 5, 2 times 5, 3 times 5, 4 times 5, 5 times 5, etc. I'm sure you've got the idea now. But we're not just looking at multiples, we're looking at common multiples. So let's have a look at what a common multiple is. So say we've listed the first few multiples of 4 and 5, which we have here. The common multiples are those that are found in both lists, so that appear in both of the lists for the 4 and the 5. And here you can see that 20 and 40 appears in both the lists. So the common multiples of 4 and 5 are 20, 40, and 60, 80, etc. too. So let's apply that to finding the common multiples of 4 and 6. So the first thing you have to do in any of this Yellow Group is to list your multiples. So I've listed my multiples of 4 and I've listed my multiples of 6. Now, I've chosen here just to write the multiple rather than the two numbers that are times together. So we're in our 4 times table and our 6 times table. 1 times 4, 2 times 4, 3 times 4, etc. So I've got my multiples of 4 and 6 here. I have to find the common multiples. So literally, I'm looking at my 4 times table and thinking, does 4 appear in the 6 times table? Have I listed 4 anywhere here? No. Does 8 appear? No. Okay. Does 12 appear? Yes, it does. So all I'm doing here now is I'm going to circle my common multiples. Okay, so then I've got 2 there, 1 in each. I'm now going to move on. Does 16 appear? No. Does 20? No. Okay. Does 24? Yes, it does. Okay. Gosh, my circles are pretty bad, aren't they, Yellow Group? Does 28 appear? No. Does 32? No, but 36 does. See, I'm going systematically through my list. I'm not jumping around. I'm going systematically through. 40. Does 40 appear? No. Does 44 appear? No. Does 48 appear? Yes, it does. Now, I could go on and continue with my 4 times table and go to 52 and 56 and so on. However, I am now going to find the lowest common multiple, so I don't need to go any higher because I've already found my common multiples. And the lowest one in both is 12. So my lowest common multiple is, and the way we write this to save us writing lowest common multiple in full all the time, is LCM equals 12. So I know the lowest common multiple actually of 4 and 6 equals 12. And that's my answer. So just to recap on what we've done there, Yellow Group, very quickly. I know that I'm finding the common multiples of 4 and 6. So the first thing I do is list my multiples of 4 and my multiples of 6. I then systematically go through one of my times tables and compare it, go through my multiples and compare it to the other one. Does it appear? Yes, it does. If it does, it's a common multiple. If it doesn't, move on to the next one until you get to the, and remember the answer is, or the question was asking me, how can I find the lowest common multiple? And my lowest common multiple of 4 and 6 is 12. Okay, so your task, first off, is to work your way through these questions. You've got 2, 4, 6. All asking you, all relating to common multiples. So I suggest you follow what I've just said. If you get stuck, go back and rewatch the video again. But remember, you are listing, you're finding the multiples of all the numbers that you've been given. So multiples of 5 and multiples of 10, and then find the lowest common multiple of both. Okay. So work your way through those. And then what I'd like you to do is to mark them. If you get them wrong, I'd like you to go back and purple pen them. And if you've got them right, I would like you to have a go at the next task. And the next task is a challenge task. But again, all you need to be doing is follow the principle, finding the multiples of the numbers that you've been given and figuring out which is the lowest common multiple and figuring out who is right in these answers. And then when you've done that, move on to these challenge questions. And when you have done everything, task 1 and 2 and the challenge task, then I'd like you to send your work into your class teacher at the end of the day. So Yellow Group, that brings us back to the end of the lesson. I shall speak to you tomorrow.